What's going on, everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, we're going to talk about the straight elbows. So the lead straight elbow followed by the right straight elbow is going to be the topic for this video. Okay, so for more details of the technique in itself, check out my previous video. I'm going to leave actually a thumbnail at the end of this video and also a link in the description section below of the Muay Thai elbows that I've done in the past. But for now, just a quick recap. Your lead straight elbow can be done two different methods. Okay, number one, I like to call it the snapping, or sometimes I just say slashing elbow. This is going to be like a razor blade. So if Alex holds the pad like this sideways, all I'm going to be doing is imagining that my elbow, the tip of my elbow, is actually a razor blade, and I just want to slice the target. Okay, so representing the face, but on a focus mitt, slicing. I want to draw a line. So if this was a marker, I wanted to draw a straight line onto the focus mitt. Okay, so it's not a power shot, but it's slashing. My hands are up like this, and when I'm ready to shoot that elbow, just like the exercise that we do when we do this as a warm-up, same thing, I'm going to start to twist and snap that elbow. All right, so at first when we're starting out, we don't use power. We just use finesse and technique, just nice and slow. See, I'm just using the point or the tip of my elbow and just touching like I want to graze the focus mitt. All right, so now what's important to do when we practice this is the pivot of your lead foot. I want to pivot on the lead foot. I don't want to stay like a rock and just turn here because I can't rotate my torso. I want to turn and come back. Just like when we throw a left hook, I turn and come back. Straight and back. Okay, so usually when I throw elbows, don't forget that you're going to be in a really tight range. The elbow range is always when someone has you in a headlock, in a clinch, in a body lock. He has the over or under hooks. It's very tight. So if we're talking about Muay Thai specifically, as soon as the person breaks in that punching range, they now get into elbowing range. Okay, so the infighting or the clinch fighting is where the elbow is going to take part. If we're talking about mixed martial arts, there's going to be different ranges because sometimes we're going to use the elbows as counters or after straight punches. But the rear elbow is going to be the same principle. Okay, so now I want to turn just like a right hook, turning and coming back, turning and coming back. And I like to keep my hands loose when I throw the elbows. You just flick. So I want to curve my hand downwards and only expose the tip of my elbow. So on the right side, the right horizontal elbow, just like this. All right, so I don't want to go too far and be off balance in case I miss the target. I just want to kind of like tap the target right here. And back, and back, slowly. Once again, slow, slashing. Okay? These are the two types of horizontal elbows we're going to practice slashing. And then we have them a little bit more powerful where I call the ramming elbows. Okay? So now it's going to be more like a hit or a strike. So the first one was with the tip of the elbow where I'm trying to slash and cut you on the skin with the elbow. So I'm going to go slashing through. And the second one is going to be more power, but this time I'm going to use more of the meatier portion of my forearm, the lower part of my forearm. And then from here, instead of slashing, I'm going to push it in, kind of like ram it in and use a little bit more torque with the shoulder, okay? So when I slash, hand is loose, and the opposite hand is always up high, because don't forget, when you are in range for a certain technique, as a hitter, you're also in the same range as a receiver, okay? So now, if I go, let's say, for example, with the right side, the first one was a slashing elbow. Notice how my fingers and my hand is very loose, okay, like a fly swatter, just like this. But now if I go ramming elbow, now I'm going to close my fist a little bit more, and I'm going to really push with the bottom of the forearm, okay? So medium speed, right here, okay? And the first one, slashing, second one. Now, a word of caution. Every time we practice Muay Thai, whether you're a rookie or a seasoned veteran of the art, always be careful when you train your elbows. You want to protect yourself so you don't get injured with correct technique, but you also want to protect your training partner. All right, so you don't want to miss the elbow and hit them in the head or in the face and miss the focus mitt. Okay, I've seen that happen a lot of times. People get overexcited and they try to put too much power too quickly, and they don't have the proper range or the accuracy to hit the focus mitt, and somehow they hit the partner's face instead, okay? And that creates knockouts, injuries, Concussions we want to try to avoid when we're training. Okay, so we're not fighting, we're just practicing. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to switch roles. All right, I just wanted to talk about the technique in itself. I'm going to switch the pads. I'm going to hold the focus mitts for Alex, and he's going to show you guys how he trains his elbows. All right, guys, so take a look. Just quickly before we start our training session, lead elbow, we're going to slash it in. Notice how he's just kind of grazing the target. So when you hold the pads, you're not, as a holder, you're not going to really feel any power behind it. But this is the correct way to do it, okay? And on the right side, it's going to be the same principle. He's just grazing, right? So I give him a little tap, kind of meet him in, all right? Because I know I want the slashing elbow, and I know he's trying to work more of a slicing or accurate cut. Now the second one's going to be more powerful with the lead elbow, ramming it in. See that power? And on the right side, see that? So understand that when we do these types of elbows, number one, these are only the two first elbows, but understand that there's two methods of doing this type of elbow, and for most of the elbows we have in Muay Thai, all right? So there you have it, guys. These elbows are part 2 of the Muay Thai series for our weapons. We call this the science or the art of 8 limbs. So the basic 2 are the left and straight punches, or left and right side. And the next 2 are the left and right elbows in different angles. Then we have part 3, which are the knees, and the 4th segment, or numbers 7 and 8, is going to be your kicks or shins. All right, so we have science or art of 8 limbs. Shush, 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 shush. Left, right. Shush, 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 shush. Right, left. Shush, 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 shush. All right, so there you have it. Lead and rear straight elbows in this video. Guys, leave us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content on Muay Thai techniques such as this one. Until next time,
we'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.